Everyone, welcome back. Polestar hires former Cadillac director Feng to lead Polestar's China. Polestar has a new president for the Chinese market, Feng that previously worked for SAIC GM for 8 years. Feng started his role on Monday, leading the Polestar China. Now, during his time at SAIC GM, Feng served as the national sales director, ahead of the business unit of Cadillac brand, increasing sales in China up to 230,000 vehicles in 2021. Now, we also have a statement from Polestar CEO Thomas Ingeloth, and I quote, "Mr. Feng has profounded insights into the automotive industry and successfully experiencing brand growth. He will lead Polestar China into a new stage of development." End quote. Now, Feng says, and I quote, "This is an exciting brand with a unique brand positioning and clear product planning. With the release of the Polestar 3 and subsequent luxury pure EV models, we will continue to provide Chinese users with luxury products and services experience. I look forward to leading the Polestar China team to deepen the Chinese market and further contribute to the global success of Polestar." Now, once again, this is a huge thing for Polestar, not to mention the fact that they are launching the Polestar 3 at the start of next year. Let's remind ourselves the debut of the Polestar 3 will be in October this year, and we're not that far away. Now, given all of this, Polestar needs to be ready for the market. They need to be ready to tackle the SUV market with the strongest people who've known to tackle the SUV market. Now, in case you don't know, Cadillac is a very prominent and proud company, especially in America. They're known for their amazing SUVs, loved by the Americans. And the last time I checked, the Polestar 3 SUV will be built in America. It will also be built in other countries such as China, but Polestar is focusing on America quite heavily. So it does not come as a shock to me to see that Polestar will be hiring previous people in this industry, not just to understand the Chinese market, not just to lead the Chinese Polestar team, but they will also have an important stance within the Polestar company. Given Mr. Feng's experience in the SUV market, it's a pivotal step for Polestar to make sure that they're prepared for the upcoming market for SUV. Now, of course, Polestar is used to selling the Polestar 2, but that's not an SUV. Selling SUVs, it requires something different, something more. And right now in history, more people are buying SUV than ever before. Naturally, Polestar stands to benefit from their Polestar 3 heavily. That's one of the main reasons why they're developing the Polestar 4, which is a smaller coupe SUV. Understand this, Polestar will have 2 SUVs in their lineup before they have 2 sedans. What does that tell you about how the company is thinking? Companies like Rivian, they start up, they're focusing on solely electric SUV vehicle. They haven't even begun to consider the possibility of building sedan cars. But I'm telling you, I know that Rivian are designing and possibly even developing electric sedan cars, but they haven't been announcing it. It just goes to show even more that it's not their primary focus, not now, not while they're still ramping up, not while they're still focusing on their most important vehicle, which is the R1T, and I believe the R1S SUV. So naturally, I'm more than happy to see that Polestar is taking a step forward to ensure that the Polestar 3 is extremely successful, not just in Europe, not just in America, but also in China as well. Now, apart from that, how's Polestar performing? Well, it's at $9.54 at the moment. To be completely honest, in the last 7 days, it was recovering quite lovely. We even hit above $10. But for the last couple of days, it has been coming back down in price. But the good news, however, is that we're still holding 20 billion strong in market cap. That is remarkably good. I'm just happy to see that Polestar can actually hold the value that they promised to be at. And let's see how long they can continue to hold this value. Naturally, Polestar, on the other hand, might not be completely happy with this result because they would be more happy to see that their value of their stock is going up, not just staying stable. In terms of Polestar's short position, we're seeing that at the end of July, the shares that have been shorted in total in Polestar, 8.57 million. That is significant. That's a lot of shares without doubt. It's not as much as Rivian is facing, however. If we take a look at the Rivian share, Rivian shares at the end of July, that's being shorted, 47.89 million shares being shorted in Rivian. By the way, the shares outstanding in Rivian, 883 million. The short ratio in Rivian is 3.13%. Now, if we go back to Polestar, the share supply of Polestar is well over 2 billion, 2.12 billion to be exact. The share ratio is quite similar, it's 3.27%. But still, for Polestar, a lot less shares are being shorted. And for companies like Polestar, EV companies, their shares are always going to be shorted, unfortunately. Because for now, EV companies are still seen as theoretical. They're still seen as speculatory. They're still seen as a huge risk. Especially with companies like Rivian IPOing at over $90 billion. That was absolutely insanity. So companies like Rivian really shows people that you can be truly overvalued and people still invest blindly. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more. By the way, one last thing. In my opinion, when it comes to Polestar closing this Friday, I'm expecting the shares to go back up only a little bit, perhaps $9.75, just before the end of closing day on Friday this week. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.